NRATV with Colion Noir.
Hello, welcome to another episode of CN Live. I'm Colion Noir. I love guns and I love my phone, but I don't know how well those two would work together. Our first guest is the CEO of Ideal Conceal, a company that makes guns that are camouflaged as smartphones. And joining us is Kirk Kjellberg. What's going on, Kirk?
Hey, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. So talk to me about this concealed carry phone. Where did this idea come from?
Well, back some time ago, I was working to conceal and carry better. I had needed to do some practice, so I went ahead and started carrying mine in a belt holster. And one of the days that I had that on, I happened to get my coat caught on the pistol that I was carrying, so it became exposed. And it made quite a little scene in the restaurant I was in. So when I sat back down, I just decided there had to be an easier way for people to carry. Took a look around at what I had and what a lot of other people had, smartphones, and decided that perhaps a Derringer in the shape of a smartphone would be a lot easier for folks carrying.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've been there. I've been in situations where I didn't realize my gun was exposed as well, and had to deal with that accordingly. So what is the gun like to shoot? Like, first of all, what is it chambered in?
It's a 380.
380? Okay. And
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, one of the nice things about this pistol, I've shot a lot of the minis, and I have an LCP, and I have even a Kimber, and I had to buy the extended clips for those just in order to be able to get my whole hand wrapped around the grip. And in this pistol, I can, even though I have pretty big hands, I can wrap my fingers all the way around the grip, and it is very nice to shoot. Well better than people might imagine it to be, but it is comfortable to shoot.
Now, is it a design that's built for extensive shooting, or is it this kind of a very specific application in terms of, this is the gun I carry?
No, I think that people will be able to do either one. I mean, we're building it so that you could shoot it all the time if that's what you wanted to do. Generally, what we're looking for, really our audience that I'm aiming for, is people that don't carry now. In my opinion, there's a ton of people. I mean, if there was 14 million some carry permits issued last year, there's a bunch of people here that have a permit, tried to carry, had the similar instances that either you and I have had, or they found out that they're heavy or uncomfortable to carry and are not carrying anything. And that's really who we feel like our biggest market will be.
Gotcha. So any particular reason why 380 above any other caliber?
Well, we started out even with 22 mag, and it seems like the popular opinion is that unless, there's people obviously who want to carry a 50 caliber handgun for self-defense, and we just felt like 380 was going to keep the recoil down, keep the size down, and yet have plenty of stopping power at a reasonably close range. So that was the first place to go, and then we will look into other calibers once we get this up and running. Probably 9mm would be the next, but that will be sometime down the road.
Gotcha. And so, generally speaking, how long have you been carrying?
I've carried on and off most of my life. I've had a permit to carry on and off, I'd say, most of my life.
You said most of your life?
Yeah.
Okay. And so with that, what kind of responses have you been getting so far to basically this style of concealed carry gun? Well,
from the farthest of each side. So from all the way to the right, people just love the idea. They think it's great for self-defense. Oddly enough, one of the complaints people had was police may not like this, but we've actually had several whole departments that want this. And when I asked, I had to ask the chief, well, why would you do that? And he said, well, because in the summertime, my guys won't carry. They want to go to their kid's soccer game. They want to wear a pair of shorts. They want to wear a T-shirt. They don't want to carry a Glock 43 on their hip. They just want to carry. I want them to carry something so that they're armed. And so we've had, really great responses from that side. And then from the other side, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about what this gun is for and who's going to use it. There was some kind of idea that it could be snuck into airports or that kind of thing. And essentially, it's the exact same thing as another Derringer. It just has a folding grip. So it's not elusive in any way. I mean, it's still full of steel, has triggers, hammers, all the normal gear that you would find inside of a pistol. And in fact, we're installing a couple of added features that'll make it very easy to detect in X-ray, and it's full of metal. So it'll be able to be detected quite easily. So I just think that we've had a variety of responses, both positive and negative, but overwhelmingly positive.
Overwhelmingly positive. So what is the price point going to look like on this particular gun?
Well, dealers are going to set their own pricing. We're looking at keeping it under 500.
Okay.
That's what we'd really like. We started out with some pre-orders at even 400, but we found out as we made the gun and made it better and better that we actually engineered it to the point where it's going to need to go a little bit higher in price. But we also felt like there's no sense in putting out a gun that isn't really, really super reliable.
Mm-hmm.
And so even as early as January, we gutted the whole inside of the gun and put in a new firing control group just because the old one was a little finicky.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually invented a firing control group that is probably has never been seen in the industry. So that's been very interesting for us as well.
And that was going to be my next question. How different is it compared to when it's deployed? How different is it compared to your typical gun? Let's say, for instance, a Glock 19, or let's even say a Glock 42, component-wise.
Well, the appearance of it is different, and of course, it's a Derringer, so there's no slide, there's no magazine, and that kind of a thing. So it is just a Derringer. It has a similarity in appearance to the Taurus Curve. I mean, so there are guns that have had a similar appearance out there that haven't caused these issues that people are concerned about. And in general, obviously, it looks a lot like a pistol, and you can see a lot of these images both on our website at idealconceal.com and on our Facebook page at Ideal Conceal. So you can see what it looks like and how it works, and we have videos on there of it and of the internal components as well.
Gotcha. Is there any thoughts of making a holster for the gun? Like, you do have these kind of cases that clip onto the belts for cell phones and things of that nature. Is there any sort of looking for? Are there any plans to do something like that?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. We actually have a custom holster that has been designed for this unit, and the reason that we custom designed it is so that you can carry it both closed and open. So let's just say in your situational awareness, you're walking out at night, you're going to the parking garage, you can leave the handle open, you can flip it into the holster, and you can carry it open, ready to use, providing your locality allows open carry. If it doesn't, of course, just drape your normal jacket over it. And you can carry it open or closed, and we are also looking at adding 2 rounds to that holster, so you would have a reload in the event that you needed that.
Mm-hmm. Now, what safety features or mechanisms are in play inside the gun or externally on the gun, if any at all?
Mm-hmm. Well, the safety on the bottom, that's another thing that we had some concerns about with people saying that, younger kids might want to play with this. So we put in a 2-step safety. So basically, if you're familiar with a razor knife, you have to push it up and pull it back in order to get the blade to come out. And so that's our system as well. You have a 2-step safety. You have to actually bring it up and pull it back in order to release the handle. Mm-hmm. Then there'll be a screw lock on that handle as well. So when you get home, you want to keep it from authorized use, you can screw lock the handle tight by itself. We're also putting in a bit of a heavy trigger pull, which some people may not find comfortable, but we're also looking to avoid anyone that's basically too young to operate it to not be able to pull the trigger in the event they ever did get the handle open. So those are some things that we're doing to prevent unauthorized use or prevent misfiring.
What kind of poundage are we talking about in terms of weight on trigger pull?
Well, right now, I would imagine we're close to 10, and we are making some last-minute adjustments in that. We're building 10 units right now in the factory setting, and then we'll have people shoot those and give us their opinions on them, and, variety of people, both older, younger, men, women, people that may have some difficulty with their hands, and make sure that we're getting a trigger pull that's hard enough, as hard as we can make it without making it uncomfortable to use.
Gotcha. And then in terms of accuracy, what type of barrel length and barrel twist, and what type of accuracy are you guys seeing out of this gun?
Well, we've tested the first unit several times, and the accuracy's been fine. What we're going to do with the 10 is be able to document the accuracy better at different lengths, different distances to the target. So that's part of what we're going through now. The first unit is essentially a handmade prototype.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be hard to give out accurate figures on a unit until we get one through the factory setting and know exactly how it's going to come out in production.
Okay. And then not considering the shape and the design of the gun, do you see it lending itself more to one-handed type style shooting or two-handed style shooting? Because it's incredibly thin. So in terms of intuitively, when you put it in your hand, do you naturally go to 2 hands, or is it something that you feel more comfortable shooting with 1 hand?
I've actually tried it both ways, and we've given it to other people and seen people do both ways and shoot it comfortably both ways. I think for myself, accuracy in that I generally tend to shoot with two hands. But I've seen people just pick it up and hold it with one hand. And the nice thing about this, again, is the size of the grip is so large that, and surprisingly so, that you can shoot it with one hand with relative ease. It doesn't have the kick that you would think it would, and based on your ability to actually hold the whole grip in your hand, allows you to keep the kick down, the recoil down, and manage the firing very easily.
Okay. And then, so as far as it styles and shape, it only comes in black, or will there be other colors offered? And then where do you see the gun going forward? Any changes feature-wise to the gun going forward at this point?
Yeah, I think that anything you start up with, we start out with the one option right now, but part of our plan is to not only diversify in caliber, but in color, in holster styles, laser capability is on the way. So we have several iterations that are in the works, but what our commitment is to get this unit out first.
Gotcha. Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Kirk, for breaking down this actually pretty cool idea. And so where are we looking at timeline-wise in terms of being readily available for purchase for people who are interested and wanting to know?
Well, we're looking at going into production towards the later part of summer.
Okay.
Like I said, I think that our total remodel has put us behind, and I know that some people haven't appreciated that, but I made the commitment that unless my wife was going to carry this for her own safety and her own protection, that I wouldn't put it out for other people. So we're looking at getting it out towards later part of the summer. We'll get into stores by fall. It's going to take a little while to get through distribution, but we are committed to getting it out yet late in summer.
All righty. Well, that was good to know. Well, thank you very much, sir, and you definitely enjoy your day.
Yeah, thank you. Check us out again on Facebook if you get a chance, and we're at idealconcealed.com.
Absolutely. And when we come back, we're going to talk to a trainer who teaches his students not to aim.